There is a story passed down from one generation to another, a telling of old traditions and new beginnings, a story of challenges, obstacles, personal growth, and triumph. This is our history. This is our legacy. This is the University of Houston. Our story begins in the Roaring '20s, a nascent period in the United States in between the two great wars, often characterized as a time of American prosperity and optimism. Houston, a city already recognized as the nation's oil capital, was poised for greater heights.
Well, it was pretty much the golden age of Houston. The big oil people had come to Houston because it was a better port from the Beaumont area and other areas, and they ended up investing in Houston. They wanted it to be all they could be, and the downtown building symbolized this. There was people who were important in Houston at that time felt that there was no limit, and there shouldn't be for this city.
And as Houston's population and infrastructure continued to grow, the time was ripe to create an institution of higher learning, where young men and women who couldn't afford to leave the city or quit their jobs could go to experience higher education.
I think the city leaders, even though it was a very difficult period of time, you're in between two world wars, you've got a depression, they needed to create an institution that would allow a very large majority of students that were graduating from our public high schools to actually attend college. And I think the business leaders from that time period certainly recognized that Houston needed a university, and that led us to become a junior college there at San Jacinto High School.
By the summer of 1927, the new college had 230 students and 8 faculty members, with evening classes held at a local high school and day classes held at area churches. Edison Ellsworth Oberholzer, then superintendent of the Houston Independent School District, served as the college's first president.
Dr. Oberholzer certainly had a very close connection with all of his students. He wanted his students to succeed, and he truly believed that higher education was a very good path to achieve that success. And he had an idea that the students that were graduating from the public schools here needed a place to go and seek higher education. Mr. Cullen was a civic leader and a very well-known, very wealthy man here in Houston, and they both had a meeting of the minds where they wanted to create an institution of higher learning.
On September 11, 1933, just 6 years after the school's inception, the Houston Board of Education unanimously adopted a resolution creating the University of Houston. The charter laid out a number of responsibilities for the new university. Responsibilities, it said, were shared by the citizens of Houston. Chief among those was the obligation that the university offer an education that would serve public welfare constructively. In the years to follow, UH would honor this pledge with pride. As predicated by its founding fathers and later affirmed by future UH ambassadors, the University of Houston matured to become a nationally recognized, doctoral degree-granting, comprehensive research university. A model institution for the 21st century, replete with rich traditions, vibrant student life, and campus culture. The university the Cullen family envisioned as a stepping stone for the sons and daughters of Houstonians is now known for producing community leaders and leading business professionals in the areas of health, research, energy, life, and arts.
Faculty are excited about the directions for the university that Dr. Couture is setting out. We've moved from being a nice, comfortable, urban university to being on the threshold of being a major research university. And the city of Houston deserves a Tier 1 university.
In the last couple of years, our emphasis has been on reaching Tier 1 status. Now, that's not something that just comes down from the sky, and it's something that you earn. And we started with little And we built a great university, and we're still building. And the reason that I have kept so close to the university over all of these years is that it was such a part of my life. We as students felt like we were building a university. And I want the university to be thought of like the great universities of America.
I know that American dream is living right here on this campus. I have heard so many stories from our alumni. I hear stories from our students. I know for so many people, this university has made a big difference. You can never have a top-tier national research university without having a top-tier learning environment for students. I think it's important for the city, it's important for the state, and I think it is important for the students who are getting a top-tier education here already.
Our story is our identity. The collective experiences of over 250,000 Cougars and counting that form the foundation of our aspiration to reach greater heights, to do more for ourselves and by our fellow man, to reach our full potential. For this, we have pride. Pride for school and alma mater. Pride for a young college that strive to be something more for its city and community. Pride for those whose stories help to build a legacy. University of Houston, you are the pride.